let's talk about why we won't be buying Palantir. Is that how you say it?
Palantir.
Palantir. I say it differently every time. Palantir Technologies anytime soon. Now, I believe I'm asked about this company probably more than any company right now because investors, they look at the hype of this company, the past performance, and got to give it credit. The stock is up 1,000% since going public just about 5 years ago. So if you bought it, congratulations. But again, we invest in companies, businesses. We don't invest in the hype. And what this is doing is it's creating a lot of hype for people thinking, wow, it's up 1,000%. It'll be up 2,000%. I better buy it now before I miss it. And this is creating the excitement for investors that I think is a big mistake. And this is why investors don't do well.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about since inception or since 2020 when they went public. I mean, gosh, over the last 1 year, I want to look at this. It's up 461%.
Oh, just 1 year? Wow.
1 year. Year to date, in a difficult stock market, it came back down, and then it's like, oh, everybody got back into the hype again, and now it's up like 55% year to date. I mean, this stock is just crazy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of GameStop, to be quite honest. And the retail crowd that continues to push it higher. And I bring up GameStop because it made no sense. And I'm going to tell you, Palantir, the business is much better than GameStop's. It's actually a growing business. It has sales. It has earnings. But the hype behind it is just crazy. If you look at the valuations, it currently trades around 60 times next year's sales.
Not earnings.
Not earnings. Yeah. Sales. That makes it the most expensive stock in the entire S&P 500. I mean, we talk about historically stocks trade around 16, 17 times earnings. Not 60 times sales. I mean, that is just ludicrous. It's 163 times next year's earnings is what it trades at currently.
And I think, again, just to reiterate, you talked about the most expensive stock in the entire S&P 500.
Yeah, and I was blown away by this. It is actually now the 10th largest technology company in the S&P 500.
Wow. Well,
it just surpassed Salesforce, which is 10 times bigger in terms of revenue. Earlier, it passed Cisco, IBM. I mean, this company is, I think, just too far ahead of itself. I think, again, it's a good business. I think it's growing well, but the valuations, it's just, they're crazy.
Well, let's talk about the business itself, because there are signs that growth outside the U.S. is slowing. And what really bothers me in this company is I don't like the fact that they have 3 unnamed companies, and these account for almost 20%, 17% of the revenue. And this is just very dangerous because who are those companies? They could be a company that, one, could be ready to file bankruptcy. They could be looking at somebody else. I mean, it's just, and I got a question. Why are they unnamed? I feel like they're trying to hide something here.
Yeah, and I don't really know what they do. I know it's like AI and technology, and it's supposed to help business and help the government as well become more efficient, which I'm all for. I mean, if it actually helps businesses become more efficient, I think it's a great tool. But the issue, as you said, is not having that clarity for close to 20% of your revenue. That could take down, especially a stock that is supposed to be growing. You lose, let's say, 8% of your revenue just to make it easy. Well, now all of a sudden you're not growing revenue anymore. You can't justify trading at 60 times sales. I mean, that's a big problem there. And it reminds me too, I mean, of a company called Snowflake. And in 2021, that stock hit over $400 per share. It was part of the software craze, it's SaaS, software as a service is what that's known as. But today that stock is down nearly 60% and trades around $174 per share.
And you don't hear much about that stock now. But I remember, because back in 2021, I remember people saying, oh, Snowflake, should we get that? Same thing I'm hearing now with Palantir. And that's why, again, you bring that up is because these hot stocks, they're hot for a while and nothing else happens with them. And I just kind of worry. And I do want to mention, and we'll talk about Apple, something different. But I remember in the past, if you had Apple as a customer, as a client, you were very worried because they could take their business somewhere else. And that's why when we talk about we don't know who those unnamed companies are, you need to know, because what if it is an Apple or like an Apple to where they could leave it tomorrow and they leave Palantir, in the wind. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, and I, again, want to be clear. I think this business, I made the comment about GameStop. I just want to clarify. I do think this is a good business. I think there's interest there. I think their technology is good, and I'm not a tech guy, so I can't fully vouch for that. But I mean, it appears that businesses like their technology because the numbers are good.
Right.
The sales are growing, their earnings are growing. They have earnings, so it's
Right.
they're not losing money. It's just so expensive.
And we always look at the management team. Who's the management team? And I gotta say, Alex Karp, who's the CEO, he's kind of like a loose cannon. And I say that because in an interview just a few months ago, he had some pretty nasty comments about analysts and who don't agree with him on the price talk. And this is, I quote, this is what he said, quote unquote, "I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who've tried to screw us." What CEO says that as is in a right mind? I mean, that is just ludicrous. We got to be careful. We got to look above because now we're saying bad things. We could have drones flying over us now, but I've just, in my 40 plus years of doing this, I've never heard a CEO do anything so crazy. Not even Elon Musk.
And I think it is so wrong because the analysts aren't trying to screw you. They're not trying to destroy your business. They're just saying the stock's expensive. Yeah. I mean, you can't deny that. What is it? Do you think Palantir is the most valuable company in the world? Do you think it is going to now all of a sudden be worth more than Apple? Is it just going to continue to climb higher and higher? If you think the stock price is only going to go up, I mean, is that what he's looking at? Is somebody screwing his business? I think it's wrong. And I think for him to say something to that magnitude is just crazy. And you brought up Elon Musk. I was going to say, I've talked about GameStop.
Right.
I think he's trying to be like Elon Musk. I think he's trying to be like Tesla. I think he's trying to be so outlandish that you create that kind of stock hype that we've seen with Tesla. And who knows, maybe they accomplish it and it continues to go higher, but I think it's already kind of gone so far.
I don't think Elon Musk, I mean, he said some outlandish things, but I don't think he's ever said anything that bad against analysts who, again, they're just trying to do their job. Everybody has their own opinion. You can't attack people just because that's their opinion based on their analysis. And he does look like a mad scientist. He's got that crazy haircut and everything, or hairstyle, I guess I'll call it. But it's just something that we're just warning people, be careful. Very hyped company. And could it take the path of a snowflake? We don't know, but be careful.
Is it another meme stock? I mean, I think it's, again, you look at a chart of it, it goes like this, and I mean, it's the next move. Back down.
And we, again, have to be careful of drones flying over us.
Yeah.
We're now on the bad side.